lovelies. Welcome to the Creatives Tarot, the YouTube channel that helps you supercharge your creativity and pursue your passion. My name is Melissa, and I am very, very happy and excited and grateful that you are here joining me today. We're going to be doing a month-long July forecast for creative play, which you already know because you selected this video. But we're talking about creative play and why? Because July is the heart of summer, right? And it is the one month where nobody's doing anything related to work or school, where we could just unplug, go on vacation, make family memories, and really have a blast, recharge, binge those TV shows, go to the amusement parks and the state fairs and the festivals, really just get lost in, and you know, the work hard, play hard. Like sometimes we just need to play hard. So I'm encouraging to do that, and we're going to figure out what it's going to take for us to break free and have a lot of playtime this month. I can't wait to get into it. These readings are long, thick, lots of messages came through. So I'm actually dividing this into 4 separate videos, and they will be focused around your elemental signs. So earth, air, fire, and water. So that is your sun sign. But I also tell people, if you want a more comprehensive reading, listen to the messages for your rising sign and your moon sign as well. So earth, air, or not earth, air, but sun, moon, rising. That's what I meant to say. Sun, moon, and rising is going to give you the most comprehensive. And if you're like me or a lot of people, you probably have some sun and moon that's in the same family. So like I am a earth. I have Virgo and Taurus, so I have a double shot of earth in me. So that's only 2. So don't get so caught up on like, oh God, that's 3 hours of videos. It's not. Okay, it's not. Let's relax. Let's lighten up and focus on the play here. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future messages, including some big announcements that I have dropping in July about the channel and some special projects that I've been working up. I don't want you to miss out. So like, share, subscribe, tell other people so that the channel can continue to grow and thrive. I can continue to make movies and videos like this. And let's get started. Let's get started with our first elemental sign. Okay, air signs, that's our Gemini, our Libra, our Aquarius. This reading and this spread and layout was specifically for your elemental group. There's a lot here. I want you to take a look at all of the different cards and the placements. We'll get into them more as I lay out the tarot cards so you can see what falls on each of the categories. But we had align, adjust, your subconscious. So really digging into things that are sitting on your subconscious this month so that you can free yourself and really start to play and have fun. We had universe, affirmation, and support. All 3 of these kind of flowed together. They all have a couple of very similar meanings, so that's why they're grouped like this. You'll see that again when I draw the cards and walk through them, what that actually means. And then gratitude. So I want you to appreciate gratitude this month, and we're going to see where exactly you need to channel that energy. Let's get the cards up and see what they say. All right, air signs. So here's your spread. I've already flipped the cards over because these readings are going so long. And I wanted to give you as much time on the message as possible. So here's the cards already flipped over, and we're going to talk about them. What are they saying? What do they mean? How are you going to maximize your creative play this month? So let's take a look. First, we have align, adjust, and subconscious. So for your alignment, for your alignment, you have the Explorer of Cups card in reverse. Now remember, our explorers are our knights. That's the knight energy. And knights are our sophomores. Knights are our wise fools. Knights are like our teenage rebellious years where like we think we know everything, but there's so much more about the world that we don't know, but we can't quite see it because we're so focused on our own environment and what we know to be true, what we can rationalize from our own perspective. I feel like the alignment here, to return to your proper course, to live in your truths, what is the alignment that you need to make? This Explorer of Cups is in reverse. And I feel like you're maturing. I feel like you're evolving. I feel like you're transitioning into somebody who's more grounded, who's more rational, who is more living in the real world. Explorers of Cups are our romantics. They're our dreamers. They love to dream. They love. They really wear their heart on their sleeve. And it's just a sort of an immature infatuation. And it's great because it allows you to play. It allows you to indulge. It allows you to just do things that bring you sheer pleasure and joy. But sometimes we get really wrapped up when we're channeling that, Knight of Cups or Explorer of Cups energy, where we obsess over something and we think this is the perfect thing and we plan our whole life around it. And 3 weeks later, we're just over it. We're done. And we're like, oh, like that was a weird phase. That that is the Explorer of Cups energy right there. And so two things can be happening. For some of you, I think that this really is about like you have been living in this place and it's time for you to move away. And that's why this is in reverse, because you're actually sort of just naturally transitioning out of that space into something that's more grounded and more serious. For others, like this may be a call to action. This may be like, hey, you need to just remember this. You don't have to go completely back into your years of teendom and like obsession, but there is some kind of play here around just do something that you love for the sake of loving it, and that's okay. What do you need to adjust? So adjust are small tweaks, small modifications, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. And this is one of the reasons why I think there is a natural transition happening between the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, because the Ace of Pentacles is all about new beginnings, fresh starts. You see, this is actually a seed that can be planted that is going to be able to harvest and grow material things for us, right? Whether it's food or it's a beautiful lush garden or materials that we can use to build something, or it's actually things that we can sell that can provide us with financial resources, right? But it's a seed. It's something that can grow. This is in reverse. And so I think that you just need to make sure that you're paying attention to those ideas, that you're planting the seeds. You're not just having an idea and going, oh, well, that was cool, and tossing it aside. Like plant it with intention, plant it with care, log it down somewhere, start it. It may even be a real act of like your creative play is actually starting a garden, friend. Like actually going out and playing in the dirt and putting a seed in the ground and watering it and tending it to it over the summer months. I know it's July. I know you're thinking this growing season's already started. It's well over. I can't start a garden now. There are plenty of things that you can grow in July. There are plenty of things you can grow on a balcony. There are plenty of things you can grow indoors. I have an aloe plant. My aloe plant does not need anything. It gets very angry when I water it. So, pick the right plant for you. But that could be something that can also connect you. It can recharge you, refill you, remind you to have patience and gratitude. And also, every time you go take care of your plant, maybe you journal. Maybe it reminds you to do some reflection of your own and some other creative play. Your subconscious. Yeah, what I love about this Two of Pentacles is not necessarily my favorite card. I always feel a little bit of overwhelm and juggling and this like need to balance. But the Two of Pentacles here really reminds me of just this organic, natural balance. And I was listening to a podcast the other day that was speaking to juggling and the act of juggling. And they were like, well, when you practice juggling, you actually practice learning it with scarves, because scarves are lighter and gravity doesn't work as quickly. They don't fall as quickly. They kind of coast. So it gives you more time to catch the object. And they were like, sometimes we need to shift our expectations so that we just give ourselves more grace and more room. We don't have to we don't start running. We don't just become a child and go from laying down to running. We have to learn to crawl, and we do this weird army crawl, and then we kind of scooch, and then we kind of okay, now I can stand, and then we start to take steps, and we all go in different ways at different speeds. And this is the same thing. It's remember that you're balancing these things, but give yourself grace. It doesn't have to look pretty. It happens organically, and allow it to just flow. And if you're having trouble, just slow it down. Just shift your expectations, take something off. You don't have to be an expert about it. And I feel like this is really weighing on you, these expectations of all the things that you should be doing, which should is a word that it's all about guilt. So when you hear yourself saying, oh, I should be doing this, or I should be caring about this, or I should be working on this, or I should have a plan, right? Ask yourself, who said, why do you need those things? Really dig into that and say, do I want it? Or am I saying I should do it because somebody else told me I should do it? Whether that's the broader society or a parent or a spouse or a loved one or a child or a friend, a boss, right? Like figure out what you want. Okay, so then we have gratitude. And I want to talk about this a little bit because I think it's really important that it fell under the subconscious. The gratitude came with the Four of Wands. So it's like, what can you appreciate right now? The Four of Wands is all about celebrations. And yes, I know summer, of course, there's celebrations. We have the 4th of July coming up. That is a huge holiday. But this Four of Wands in particular with this deck also reminds us to celebrate the small stuff. And so I don't want you to celebrate just once in July. I want you to celebrate every single day. Find something to celebrate. Find something that you can be proud of. Celebrate the small things. Celebrate a home-cooked meal. Celebrate an extra long walk. Celebrate growth, a new leaf on your plant, right? Celebrate making that phone call that you've been putting off and chatting with a friend or going out to the park and reading a book lazily. Celebrate the things that you enjoy doing that you've been putting off. I want you to acknowledge that this month in particular of like, hey, I read this book and I know that's silly because I should be reading and I'm a writer, so I should be reading. Like, I know that I should be reading, but I want you to celebrate it. Like, I just finished a book. Celebrate it like you are 7 years old and this is the first chapter book you've ever read in your life. I want that kind of celebration, right? If you send that email to somebody you've been putting off, if you're just like, figure it out. Figure out what you need to celebrate. Make sure you have something to celebrate each and every day, and that's going to carry you through the month. And I think you're really going to start to allow yourself to do more things that you haven't been doing in the past, whether it's the past few months or the past year or 2 years, or just even as an adult. Okay, so some more cards that came up. Now, these 3 cards, I think I mentioned this earlier, but these all came out together and I couldn't choose just one because they are so connected, right? So we had the universe, which speaks to messages, affirmations, which are messages, then truths that you need to hear, and then support, like what is there to support you. So the universe, I think the universe right now is telling you that it's okay to let go. For this month, for July, it is okay to step outside your regular structure. It's summer break. People are going to be going back to school in August, right? Like July is the 4th of July and picnics and fireworks and barbecues and cookouts. It's a time to relax and go to the beach and take vacations and allow your kids to have fun, right? Practice that mentality of I'm on summer break, right? I'm off. I'm not working. And allow yourself to move away from your regular routines. It's okay. It's okay if you eat a carb, right? It's not going to kill you. It's okay if you have an extra drink or two. It's okay if you stay up a little bit later, right? It's okay. It's okay if you pull an all-nighter, right? I know you'll feel tired. If you're like me, I'm old. I can't get drunk and, do all-nighters every day. It will take me weeks to recover, but it's okay to break your routine. That's what I want you to know, is that you can shift your routine for this month or a couple of days this month. You can shift the routine, loosen the reins for the family, and do something really fun. That I feel that very strongly in the message the universe is sending you. And also your affirmation here is the Elder Wands. Elder Wands is our King of Wands. King of Wands is all about passion and purpose and channeling that energy in super strategic but explosive ways. I mean, I do not think that it is a coincidence that the Elder Wand card is full of fireworks and we are about to hit the 4th of July. What I see right now with this particular spread is that the 4th of July is going to be a time for you to relax and recharge and have fun. So I want you to go out and watch some fireworks. If fireworks aren't your thing, watch them on TV. Watch Independence Day or something. I'm a big fan of that movie. Watch Independence Day. Don't watch the second one. but do something really fun. Cook out, go to the beach, go to the pool, have fun. Just do those quintessential summer things, and like relive your childhood. And the 10 of Cups, like this is all about like what is supporting you, what is pouring into you. And that's funny because look, like this is what came up, right? Support, what's there to help, to aid, to assist, to encourage you, to hold space. The 10 of Cups is a card that reminds you that everything is supporting you. Every single cup is pouring into you. People around you, your family, your friends, your colleagues, your work peers, everyone is pouring into you. And so remember, I always thought of that saying that talks about we are the sum of our 7 closest friends or something like that. Yeah, like pay attention to who you spend your time with and make sure that they're diverse. Make sure that they have different perspectives. Make sure that they have different strengths because they're all pouring into you. And if you have a bunch of people who have the same identity, the same perspective, the same viewpoints, the same rules and ways of thinking, it is going to make you feel really confined. And so yeah, you want to make sure you have that diversity of perspective, not just in physical diversity or race or age or but like just different types of viewpoints, different types of people who are living different kinds of lives so that they're pouring into you and carrying you and lifting you and inspiring you. And this could be a reminder for you to get in touch with some other people. Maybe you have, because of the pandemic, been home and isolated with your immediate family and you haven't done anything else with anybody else. You know, maybe it's time to connect with that old friend. Maybe it's time to do a group barbecue with like 3 different neighbors. Maybe it's time to revisit your old college buddies or a childhood friend or a parent or family member that you haven't seen in a while, who's just going to give you a fresh perspective. But celebrate that, spend time with them. Okay, running a little long. I'm going to keep going. So let's see. These are we've got your affirmation here, which I'll go over in a second. These are our oracle messages. Wow. Okay, so we've got feed your artist. We've got you are living poetry. And we've got the edge of evolution feels messy. So let's talk about this feed your artist. I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is why I did this spread, because feed your artist is all about, to me, that creative play, right? It's all about exploring with like sort of abandon and no restrictions and allowing yourself to just have fun. A passionate maker, creative play, really just supporting yourself with time to experiment and the ability to be free from rules. Free yourself from the rules and allow yourself to just have fun and be at flow with the universe, which is think what the universe wants to tell you. Be at flow with the universe. So that's feed your artist. And that's what this whole spread is about. You are living poetry. So I want you to remember that like you are art. You are art. You have a unique essence. You have a unique way of expressing yourself in the world. And I want you to make sure that you're embracing that flow of energy and creativity as it comes. Sometimes we have a tendency to turn down our brilliance. We have a tendency to step away or hide our truth, to not live up to our full potential as creative beings because we're afraid of what people will think or what people will say. Just live that life. Just share your work, do it, put it out there and allow it to be, right? Because there are people out there who need to hear your voice. They need to see your art. You're going to encourage them by just being a model of what it means to embrace your creative self. And then lastly, this. I mean, is there any greater truth than this? I'm going to come around this way so I can grab it. Any greater truth than this? The edge of evolution feels messy. So whenever we go through any kind of change, if you've ever worked in the corporate sector, you'll know they talk about change management. Change is particularly hard. And when we evolve, we are growing, we are changing. If you've been a parent, you know that when a kid goes through a growth spurt, it is messy. They consume more energy, their sleep schedule is off, they can get really moody or frustrated because they can't figure out this new thing. Everything is changing around them. And so, yes, as you evolve, as you grow, as you mature, as you develop, it's messy. We don't always know what to expect. We have the surge of new information. We can feel really overwhelmed, but also it's necessary and it's beautiful and it leads to these wonderful things. So some things that I want you to remember with this card is this is all about rapid change. There is a growth of new opportunities surrounding you, a lot of new energy, but that also means that there's uncertainty and that can give you some anxiety. So with your play, with your self-care card, I want you to focus on accepting new teachings and giving yourself permission to fail in order to grow. Give yourself permission to fail in order to grow. That's going to be really, really important for you. And as you think about play, I think I want you to try something new this month. Try something that you've always wanted to do, whether it's taking a dance class or whether it's learning how to paint, whether it's taking a singing lessons from a vocal coach. Go to an art supply store and get inspired, right? Pick up something that you're like, oh, I've always wanted to do this. Grab it, buy it, take it home, play with it, see what happens. Okay, we have a couple more things to do. Oh, we forgot this card. I forgot this card. I shouldn't give you that blame. Observation. So here's your affirmation. I'll move it up closer so you can see it. Your affirmation is all around observation. And it says, I observe the vast and dynamic world around me and funnel everything I see into my filing cabinet of most exceptional visionary potential. This is the raw material my brain will sneakily and ingeniously use to fashion its next surprising out of the blue. What a relief it is to know that nothing what a relief it is to know that nothing ever needs to be invented. It's already walking around in the world, just waiting to be presented. So this is all about observation. So I want you to pay attention. Keep a journal with you, a notebook, a little piece of paper that you can just type stuff in as you see it, or you can use your voice memo. People will think you're talking to yourself, but I talk to myself all the time. So as you're walking around, if something inspires you or intrigues you, or you see something, grab your pen, turn on your voice memo, record it, jot it down, take a picture. I also know if you're interested in photography, this is a really big one. I was watching another YouTuber who was talking about why photographers often capture better images than sort of your amateur person with a camera or a cell phone. And they said it's because they're looking for the opportunities. It's because they're patient. They don't just like go, oh, wait, maybe that's good and snap a picture. They stay in the moment. They're really always looking for shadows and positioning and composition. And they're really thinking about not capturing the energy of a scene that's like, oh, this is really pretty. I feel a certain way, so I want to capture a photo. But they're looking at what is the essence that I can capture within the frame, right? So if you're interested in photography, if I can find that video, I'll link it below. But also, I think that could be something for this group in particular, is in observation skills, like taking some photography classes or getting your camera out and doing that. Okay, we're almost done, I promise. So I rolled these die here. And we got 3, 3, and 4, which is going to give us your second creative homework assignment from the Writer's Devotional book, which is 365 exercises, ideas, tips, and motivations. And you can choose which one you want to do. But based on our roll, this is the one that came up. These are the ones that came up. So on one side, we have motivation, which is a man only learns in 2 ways, one by reading and the other by association with smarter people. So, okay, I'm not going to read this whole description, but from that quote, I want you to think of 2 things here. So one is you can read a new book. The second thing that you can do is what I was talking about earlier with this 10 of Cups. And look at who you're surrounding yourself with and figure out if you need to find a smarter person to hang out with and learn from. So that's one way that we can indulge in creative play. Your last option here is to devise a hidden words puzzle based on your favorite television show. I just thought this was really fun. So, it says they can be names or places, recurring themes, reappearing objects. But example, if your favorite show is CSI, you can include its location, character names, graph out that box and include all those elements. So this is basically a word search, right? With those themes from your favorite show. So that's something you could do that's creative. It's for play. You're not going to get anything. You're not going to sell it, but just for fun, and if you do it, put it online, share it with your social media networks, share it with your Facebook friends. If you're going to read a book, we're going to use the owl cards. These are from OwlCreate. It was one of their perks from their reward boxes. Let's see. If you are going to read a book instead of meeting people, hi, introverts, I see you. I see you. Let's see. You can read a book that was adapted into a film. There you go. Read a book that was adapted to a film. Do you want another one? I'll give you another one. Let's see which is flipped over. Or a book that was published this year. Or a book that was published 100 years ago. Okay, so you've got 3 choices. You have more than enough, I think, to play around with. You can go meet new people, right? This month. You can go observe, take pictures, do something with photography. I really, really love that. Or sketch or paint a scene around you. You can read a book, right? A book that's adapted into film, a book that was published this year, or a book that was published 100 years ago. So an old book or a brand new book. And I love this idea of like combining these. So if you can do one or like 2 of these, you're golden. Write it down in the comments. Let me know what you read. And then lastly, if you want, is you can do the other exercise in here, which was to make that word search based off of your favorite TV show. And you can expand it if you want. If you want to do a favorite book or series, that's fine too. I hope you found this helpful. I hope it was encouraging. I can't wait to see all of the creative things that you do this month in July. I'm going to move on to the next reading, but I wish you a wonderful, happy 4th of July, happy summer vacation and break. And just remember to play and laugh and have fun. You deserve it, my friend. I'm going to move on to the next group.